Hey guys, and welcome to another video of Terraform. My name is Chia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going to Terraform Console Part 7, which means we went through Part 1 to Part 6, right? And I will make sure that I put the link to those videos in the description of this one, so that if you want to go ahead and check those out, you are more than welcome to do so. And what is Terraform Console? Terraform Console is just a command line interface that we use to kind of evaluate some Terraform syntax, right? To see exactly what will be the outcome when you go ahead and kind of put that in your configuration file and trigger Terraform. This one, it will be very interesting, something a little bit new that a lot of folks don't basically use it out there, right? And if you click on this little Terraform icon here, it is going to take me in my GitHub repository, and I will make sure that I put the link of this GitHub repository to the description of this video, right? So that if you want to go ahead and follow the same step, you can go ahead and check it out and follow exactly what I will be doing here. Now, I'm going to kind of work with something called a YAML decoder. And a lot of folks basically know this one, that when they are writing their Terraform configuration file, they can go ahead and create variables and put all the variables value in Terraform.tf vars. There is also a way that you can kind of define everything in terms of a YAML format. You define everything in terms of YAML. And when you have this, you can use something called a YAML decoder function to kind of export this in your Terraform and use it. And that will be the purpose of this video. We'll learn how to use a YAML decoder, and when we use that, how are we also going to use that in our Terraform configuration file? Now, I have a couple of examples here though. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to open this one using my VS Code on my local machine, and so far I've cloned this repository already and I have it in my local. Now, if you open VS Code here, I will be dealing with this one here called YAML decoder, and this one here is like the first example. Let me go ahead and close all this, even this one also. If you click on main, you guys can see here that I have variables here, and I define a little variable here in terms of what? I define everything here in terms of YAML, and I have def. Within my def environment, I have one resource, which is an EC2 instance. And here, I basically have the region, the AMI, the instance type, and this is the tag that I want to use in terms of key value pair, right? Now, how am I going to use this one in my Terraform configuration file? If you click on main, in Terraform configuration file, I'm going to specify a local variable. And when I specify a local variable, what am I going to do? I'm going to use something now called a YAML decoder, like AWS underscore EC2 instance. That means I want to go ahead and load all the value under EC2 instance. I want to go ahead and load all the values under EC2 instance, which are all this value. How am I going to get that? Here in main, I'll go ahead here and say lookup, use the lookup function and pass the YAML decoder, put the file. This is the path. As you guys can see here, this file is located in the same directory where we have the TF file. And that is why we say var variable.yaml, and I am taking def. And within def, which is this one, if you see here, def is this. I'm looking for AWS instance, right? And if you click here, and I want to put it in terms of what? In terms of a map. Now, let me try to evaluate this expression here using the let me try to evaluate this expression here, and we'll see the output. If you right click here and open a new integrated terminal, and can I type the Terraform init and type Terraform console to go to the console CLI and copy this expression and try to evaluate that. Copy. As you guys can see here, it basically grabbed everything that we have in YAML and or everything that is under EC2 instance. This is everything under EC2 instance, and it basically transformed that into a map. Why? Because I asked Terraform to do so. Convert everything into a map. Now, if you have a map here, what I can start getting elements in the map here and do whatever I want to do and pass that into my code. Let's say also I want to get the tag. I would write the same statement, but under dev, I want to go under EC2 instance. I am looking for tag, and I want to transform everything into a map, right? Here, it means under this, under EC2 instance, I am targeting the tag. It will give me all these elements here, which are all my tags. And if I take this also and use the lookup function and try to evaluate this through the console, copy that and paste it here, you guys can see here that it is used, it gives me all the tag in terms of map, right? That means if you really want to pass this one in my code, what is that? It is just local.common tag. Local.common tag will go ahead and load all these tags. But where are those values located? In a YAML file, right? In a YAML file. This is a way that a lot of folks out there don't know how to use a YAML in Terraform, because it can be a little bit confusing though if you don't have experience, right? It can be a little bit confusing in the real world. There are some companies that they define every single thing into a YAML. They have one giant YAML file, and they will use the YAML decoder every time to load it where they want and get what they want and use it, right? Instead of having a lot of variable file and a lot of a variable.tf vars file, they have a giant file maybe for dev, for QA, for production, and in there they specify all resource categories, VPC, EKS node group, and put all values that they want to use in their infrastructure. Now, I am going to skip this one because it's still like almost the same thing. It's just that I just define a couple of stuff. That means I have the dev, as you guys can see, the QA, and this one will be for dev resources. This one here, it is for QA resources. How are we going to get that in YAML? Same thing apply. We will use we can use this, either this or this. I can say, okay, locus. I use the lookup function. Same thing applied like what we did earlier. I'm getting the dev. What am I getting here? I want to get an instance. Prod here. What am I getting here? I also want to get the instance. And if you tap this, you guys will see that it's going to load everything in terms of what? In terms of map. Same thing that we did earlier. If you open this one, a new integrated terminal, and kind of tap Terraform init, and go ahead here, get into the console, and use this lookup function. Copy and paste it here, hit enter. As you guys can see here, that it is getting every single element. This one is for dev. That means every single stuff that we have in here. You grab everything here and store it in as a map. And I can now get specific elements that I want here and pass it in my TF configuration file, right? And also, if we want to print prod, really simple, we can evaluate that expression also and see what is going to be the output. I can take this, just copy, and let me give some gap, paste it here. As you guys can see here, it prints every single thing that is under prod. And I can start using that. Now, let us see one example where we can use that. We still have the same variable here. I haven't changed anything here. We have the same variables. And here we will kind of use that now to create an EC2 instance. One will be prod EC2 instance. Another one will be a dev EC2 instance. Now, I'm going to load the same way. The first thing here, I am getting the AWS region. And if you open this one, the YAML, open this to the site. As you guys can see here, I have the configuration here. Under configuration, I have the AWS.region. I have the dev, And here I have prod. First thing here, it is kind of getting what? I want to get the region, AWS underscore region. I'm using the YAML decoder. And in there, I'm going to configurations, which is configuration. I want the AWS underscore region. And I want to store that as a map, right? Which means if you open this one in new integrated terminal, I can go ahead and copy this and we can test that. Let me go ahead here and type Terraform init. And when this is done, I basically cancel the process. Let me go ahead here and start over Terraform init. And when this is done, it will download the provider. As I didn't set any provider, that is why this is downloading the latest provider, because I did not set any provider constraints, right? Now, I'll go ahead here and hit Terraform console, and it will take me to the Terraform console command line. And when I am there, I can kind of start evaluating some expressions here. Why is too slow? Terraform console, let us wait a little bit and see. Something kind of holding my prompt here. It's not moving. I will cancel this. And I'm going to try again one more time. Terraform console. Oh, PWD. Let me type PWD and see if I am exactly in YAML decoder. And this one is example 3. And I can initialize this one already. Terraform init. Let me do it one more time. And Terraform console. This is supposed to take me straight to Terraform console command line interface. Okay, we are there already, Terraform console command line interface. Let me go ahead now and try to evaluate this expression to see if it's going to kind of print this one in terms of, if it's going to print it in terms of list. As you guys can see here, you get it in terms of map, right? And I'm going to use the same thing here to grab other value. Now, how am I going to use this now in my Terraform configuration file? Let's say I want the AMI. Within the AMI, let me first of all bring this one as def. Let me go ahead and get these elements here. Everything that we have in def here. Follow this is same thing like another example. Paste it here. Now, in here, this is what I need. I need, for instance, the AMI ID. The AMI ID, I will now use the lookup function. And I want to look up in local.aws.instance depth underscore local.aws underscore instance depth, which is this local, not locus though, local with IS, dot AWS underscore instance depth. In instance depth, what did I need? I just need the AMI ID. And you come and grab this value here and punch it here as my AMI ID. Now, what is the instance type? The instance type will be AWS underscore instance underscore depth. And what did I need? I need the instance type. It will come and grab this value and put this one as a T2 micro, right? And you can go ahead here and do the same for the key and the region. The region here, you can see that it is going to change a little bit. Let's see where we get a region. The region here will just say local.aws.region.id, and it will get it out of here. We store it as a map, right? And the same thing apply for every single thing here. We go ahead here, we have another new concept here to merge tag. What does this mean here? Because when you create an EC2 instance, you need to give a specific name to your EC2 instance, and you want to merge all these tags. As you guys can see here, there is no tag here called name. How are you going to add a tag called name? That is where this concept called merge, that's where the concept of merge will come very, very handy. Within this tag, that's what define right here. This tag here, I want to add a new tag, and that tag will be name, and name will equal what? This is how I'm going to do that. I will say, okay, let me close all this. And let me also close this. I will go ahead here and say merge local.aws_instance dev.tag. That means I'm trying to add one more element in this tag list, which should be the key value pair. This should be the key. Now, what should be the value? The value should equal to format, and I said %s, 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 which means I need 3 elements here. If you just use 1%, it will be 1 element here. And if you kind of take this also and evaluate this expression, you guys will see what is going to print out as the name of that instance. If you paste it here, and I can evaluate that, as you can see here, it is 2526 dev del version host. What is going on is that I want to go to this tag here. In this tag, I am saying here that I want it to be to append version_host, and here we have local.aws.instance_dev.tag. We want to get the ID. In this tag here, I want to get this ID, which is 2526. Local.aws.instance_dev, and here, what am I going to get here? I want to get the environment. And if you check the environment here, if you check the environment, you guys will see here that the environment here, it is the dev environment, and local._aws. And if we check the last one, we will see that .instance want to get a project. The project here, it is a Dell project. It is a Dell project, and that is why you are seeing here that it basically output the ID, the environment, the project, and what we append. And when it will create the EC2 instance, this will be the EC2 instance name. That means we kind of merge tag, right? That means we are trying to add a new key value pair in the existing tag, right? Please let me know in the comment below if you want to have some more hands-on experience, or you want to kind of get your hand dirty on merge tag, right? And I will go ahead and shoot some video only for that specific purpose. And I'm not going, the purpose of this video is not to go ahead and trigger this code to create a resource in AWS, right? It is just to learn how we can use a YAML decoder, and also how we can use a Terraform console here to evaluate those expressions using the YAML decoder, right? Because some company out there basically write Terraform the way that I just showed you guys now. It is really, really complex, but some company use that. I've seen that already. And if you like, you can go ahead and trigger this code. It's going to create two EC2 instances. One will be for dev, one will be for production, with the same naming convention that I just explained here. But I'm not going to run that because that is not the purpose of the video. The purpose is not to kind of learn how to create this using a YAML decoder, but is to understand how to use the YAML decoder, how to load variable from a YAML file, and how to pass that into our Terraform configuration file and use it, right? And also how to evaluate those stuff using Terraform console. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have not yet, do so. And please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and so on, because there's sometimes we post some stuff that can kind of help you a little bit in your DevOps journey. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.